And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a trick-taking game, which the German name Funf Gurken. It's 5 cucumbers. It's a trick-taking game that's based on a public domain trick-taking game that Friedemann Fries kind of worked on and redid and added the pickle theme to it, or cucumber theme to it. Let's take a look at it. I'm a big fan of trick-taking games. I'm hoping I like this one. The game comes with a whole pile of cucumbers, and if you guys will just humor me here, I'm going to be calling these pickles the rest of the game. I know they're cucumbers, but come on, they're pickles. But anyhow, the game comes with a deck of cards, and in this deck of cards are numbered 1 through 15, 4 times each in the deck. Each of these cards has a number of pickles on. The number 1 has a 2 times, then we have several with 1 pickle, then several with 2 pickles, then several with 3, then several with 4, and the 15 has 5 of the cucumbers. So you're going to take this deck and you're going to shuffle it, better than me just setting everything on top like that. You're going to deal 7 cards to each player, and then the round begins. One player goes first, and that player plays a card from their hand. So let's say they play the 3. Everybody else must play a card. The next person must play a higher card. So let's say, for example, I play a 13. The person after that has to play higher than that, a 15, and so on. Now, you may not be able to play a higher card, or you may not choose to want to play a higher card. If that happens, you can play a lower card, but it has to be the lowest card in your hand. So if 3 is the lowest card in my hand, so be it. So when you're playing a card, you either play a higher card than the highest card currently on the table, or you play the lowest card from your hand. Those are your 2 options. The person with the highest card wins the trick and starts the next trick, and this will continue on. This doesn't really matter until the final trick of the round. During the final trick, and by the way, if 2 people play the same number, the second person who plays a number is the higher card, since there's 4 of every number. Well, 15 wins the final trick. On the final trick, that's the only trick in the game that matters, that person's going to get cucumbers equal to those shown on their card. So they would get 5 here, which is really bad to end the game with a 15 trick. If the 1 is in that trick at all, the amount of cucumbers you get is doubled. Now, once a player takes 5 cucumbers, so if you win the final trick with 15, you know, that's 5 cucumbers right there. But usually you won't. Let's say the final person won it with a 9. All right, let's say these were the cards played, a 9, 4, 3. So they take 2, the 1 doubles that, they get 4. They're not out of the game yet. Because when you get 5 cucumbers, you're out of the game, and it continues until everyone's eliminated except for one person. That person is the winner. And all right. Love the little pickle pieces, cucumber pieces. I think the idea is cool. Play a higher card or play the lowest card from your hand. Okay, great. Only the last trick matters. That's intriguing. I mean, the whole thing is good. So you play, it's enjoyable. You play, it's enjoyable. And then suddenly you realize that this is the most autoplay of trick-taking games. Now, trick-taking games can become autoplay. There's no question on that. As the game progresses, many times it's just boom, 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 and you play out the second half of the round. But I never felt, even in some of the simpler trick-taking games, that I had no choices on my turn. What card am I going to lead with? What am I going to do here? In this one, you play your highest cards. Get them out of your hands. You don't want to have them at the end. I mean, I played this a couple times. I have sat and looked at it and studied and said, how is there any strategy other than that? Play your highest cards. Get rid of them. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, if I had just played this one time or just maybe one round, I could have said, oh yeah, amusing, light, fun. But the fact is, it just plays you. I don't see any strategy in this. Maybe you can put in the comments there below. I'm not getting any varying things here. So if you're looking for a trick-taking game that basically you just play and you don't really have to make any decisions, other than the very obvious ones, then get this one. If you want it for the little green cucumber pieces, that's fine, but I mean, there's lots of games that come with cool wooden pieces. So, no, I am not recommending this. I'm very sad about that because I had such high hopes. I thought the theme was great. But essentially, it is just a trick-taking game that needs to go away. There are many good trick-taking games out there. This is one of the worst.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
Yeah?